What's poppin', people? You know how we do, you know how it be. We have some more fanboy footage. And we got Belphie back on it with the Apocalyymon and a fellow dog enjoyer. We have DogLoop. This one, so me and Proxy have been kind of going back and forth on a new take on how Anubis was supposed to get support, but obviously EX5 Anubis has been shot into the dirt. So we both have different approaches on how we're using the new Cerberus support. He's very Minerva focused, if it wasn't obvious from the sleeves. 2 trainings, a mist, you know, we are setting up consistency cards in the trash, and Belphie, he's digging for pieces. This matchup is kind of weird because we need cards in trash in order to get value out of our pieces. But there comes a point where once the Apocalyymon hits the field, we do just get cooked into the sun. Speaking of cooked into the sun, we're going to crack a boost, and then we're going to go for Revive from Darkness in order to almost cross up into a Digimon X antibody. No on plays though, so we don't get any extra value there. We're going to crack the training, go into a Cerberus for 1. And the Cerberus does let us bring back a Shaman or anything else like that. Going to spend 9, gain 9 in order to have the rush body off of the Cerberus Xanti, and I'm assuming he's just going to finish on a Minerva. Going to do so with the training in order to do it for 1. But as we push out, we are going to hatch and gain 2 off of the Ukomon. So going for that 1 choke, super important. Is going to hit a Cerberus in the first one, pitch off a 5 in order to draw 2, and then we're also going to play out for just the 1 cost popping the egg. Draw 1, trash 1, sets up another Belphemon in trash, but doesn't look like we have the Apocalyymon. Oh, we are checking trash, so maybe we do have the Apocalyymon. Gonna go into the Digimon AT, which is going to get the blocker there. Not gonna choose to spin in order to set up a second body. Minerva is going to survive its check, so the purple mem boost immediately straight after. Interestingly enough, we didn't play out any level 4s off of the Minerva. So every time they play a Digimon by an effect or by a thing, you can play out a level 4 or lower. So the Minerva should have been able to play out stuff like the Dober X or anything else like that. We're going to go for D-Claw, which is going to pop the Uko. And then she is going to play out the Cerberus. Cerberus is going to bring back the Cerberus X. And then we're going to go Cerberus X over, which is then going to let us draw 1, trash 1, and then you get to play out a rookie. The Labra is then going to pitch off 1, and it's going to return the Minerva back to hand. So then Minerva should be the Evo here. We do have Rush thanks to the Cerberus Inherit. When Digimon's played by effect, you can give 1 Digimon Rush. So it's going to give Rush to the Labra because we just wanted to try and chip that in. But the problem is, it's just going to get blocked by the AT. So we're going to go into the Anubis. Anubis is going to bring back the Labra. Labra, once again, going to give the pitch. And we're going to return a Dark Animal or a Shaman. So we're going to be taking the Werewolf. No, okay, no. Going to take the Minerva here, which does make more sense. I actually think if you weren't going to pass turn, I would have preferred to see the Minerva to go. This allows him to go double wide just so that way he can threaten lethal on board here. Because it means if the bodies make it back to him, then we're looking at Labra, Anubis, Dober X, swing, swing, swing to take us into game 2. But didn't quite have it. We would be in a different situation if he had remembered that the Minerva does let you get the value, but instead we're going to go for probably the game ender right here. The Belphemon to set up defensively, then end of Belphie's turn is going to mill off 10. You can see them all going. So now not a lot of deck left to play with. This will end 1 attack, but the Cerberus Inherit does mean that we can get a pop for a reswing, especially when we play out from trash a rookie. So we're going to play out the KnTElixar, and we are going to gain back a memory off of the Inherits now. So this should mean that we go Labra first. Lets it through. Have the Cerberus X go to try and see if we can bait out the protection. He does have the blue source, so we actually do have a blocker here. So we can end 1 attack and he can get the block. So he's going to end that off, and we are going to get the draw 1, pitch 1. I'm going to swing the Anubis, popping the Ignite in order to get the restand. Is going to hit into a Karata here, but we don't have anything like a Demonic Disaster. So this is where you go for the Revive from Darkness, play Cerberus, and then end of turn is just going to mill out everything. So that is going to end game 1.
Matrix Digivolution.
Yeah, today's sponsor is me. I appreciate everyone supporting me as they have, and there are plenty of other ways to support. The memberships, Twitch Prime, and all of that are great ways to do so, and just making sure that in addition to slapping like down and making sure you are subscribed, there are plenty of other things that I do that I really love doing and take a lot of work, and appreciate if you guys also gave them a shout and gave us some honest feedback on them, because the only way we can make them better is if people tell us what they like and dislike. But yeah, that's it for today's sponsor. Appreciate you if you didn't skip it. Back to the video. You can sort of see the idea that the Minerva version of the loop goes for, where it does kind of play those consistency pieces and go for the loop. But we want to say a consistent thank you to the people that have been supporting the channel. We've got the Megas, Justice Josh here as an ultimate on YouTube, as well as a tier 3 on Twitch. And then our ultimates here on YouTube are the Tommy NT, Tommy Tricks on the sticks, and 3 Strike Rule. If you do get set up, I do want to say a thank you to the champions Shinakari, Coffee Deus, DHM, Solar Ouroboros, and Seb Bainbridge Coombs, as we're going to see Labra in the back, a training in the front, an Uko and a setup, and a Karata very, very early is going to accelerate this quite quickly. Choosing not to go for the training is quite interesting, but I guess he's not really in danger of taking too much in terms of, like, the Belphemon not really on Declaw in this kind of list. You don't really need it. He could swing at security to try and get the pitch, but you could also just get the pitch to draw for it. So he chooses to go for the AT first rather than the Demi Mera in order to dig for a 5 to pitch, and it actually works out. Training this time allows us to go Cerberus, Cerbex, but no level 3s in trash. Does hit an analog use, so that's more pieces to the trash. And then we're going to end turn with a missed mem boost to set up for the next. So hatching is going to find, and then we're going to get the rehatch. No new level 4 AT from the looks of it. So I'm not sure where he goes from here. Yeah, swing it in. Draw 1, trash 1, just the old Demi Mera. Still no Apoc, but we are going to see the Astamon, which is going to pop off the purple source, which is going to go into the Belphemon, which is going to load up the rage mode. And we are, of course, going to get use of the spin in order to play the AT, which is going to play out a second Kurata. So very, very solid turn there for Balfi. So we're going to see the boost go into the Minerva. Minerva, again, attempt to swing, does go through. We're not going to stop the effect. And now it's time to get Lupin. We're going to play out the Cerberus off the Back for Revenge. And then the Merva is going to play out the Werewolf mode. Werewolf mode is going to pop the Serb and print us 9 memory. So a +5 memory conversion there. It is a 9k though, so I actually could have just blocked it with the AT. I'm kind of shocked that he didn't. But I guess he wants to go for the cycle, so that way he can try and dig aggressively for the pitch. Because it lived, it means that we can go into the Cerberus. Cerberus is going to bring out... Normally they play out a Labra. Draw 1, trash 1, and then play out the Labra. Labra pitches 1 in order to find the Minerva, so now you can start the loop once again. Gonna put a Gabu in the back just for good measure, and then here comes the Minerva, and once again we recycle. Gonna go Cerberus. Yeah, Cerberus on the float, and then off her is going to be the Werewolf mode. I don't see any reason to do any other permutation here. Interesting. Why did we not do the loop? It was revived from darkness. It usually pops the werewolf. Yeah, I'm really confused as to why we didn't there. I mean, we're gonna see swing. Not quite gonna be able to finish it off with it, but we are going to float into the AT, which sets up another one. Is there a new Kurata? Nope. Digimon Emperor to lock out the rookie. There's a pretty good way, and yeah, unfortunately, he's just not going to be able to keep up. But you got to see those pieces running. A well-oiled machine can get up to good speed, but unfortunately just came off the tracks, and Belphemon Apocalyymon is going to take it. If you like what you saw, though, and you do want to see more, consider joining the growing list of subscribers, and consider joining the membership so that way you can get access to ad-free content a little bit earlier than the rest of it. And as always, whether it's rain or sun outside, make sure to keep smiling and have yourselves a damn good one.